So we're back over here with the Arellano family. So guys, I hear you're taking this trip for stem cells. Tell us a little bit about it and where you guys are going.
We're going to be going to Panama City, Panama.
Okay.
So I first found out about stem cells and I was like, okay, let me read on them. I realized that Panama specializes in autism, so I started looking more into it because here in the U.S. they don't do it for autism, I believe, and the people that do aren't, I don't know how to explain it.
Certified for it.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't work well with autism here, I guess. Okay. So we started looking into Panama, and that's how I told you I found that advocate that talks a lot about her son and how it helped her son.
Okay.
And yeah, so.
And you guys are going for how long?
A week.
A week?
It's
okay.
1 week.
It's 1 week.
So we'll be for 1 week, and for example, I believe the treatment is for 4 days straight, where he would go in there and every day they would inject it to him.
Okay.
And stem cells are.
And what are you hoping to get out of it?
From what we know is people that are, or that have done it, they see an improvement on speech, on behavior, on.
But again, every child is different.
So you're being proactive and you're gonna go try it, and you're gonna say, hey, you know what, if it works, awesome, and if it doesn't, we gotta try at least, correct? All right, and then so that'll be for a week. After that, is there anything else after for James? We're gonna see the results. Are we saying results are gonna be fast? I mean, it just all depends.
They say give it 6 months.
Stem cells are able to do is recreate dead cells. They're able to go where the body needs them the most.
Okay.
So they will help with the inflammation, but they will help actually recreate those cells. So for example, in an autistic kid, if he has somewhere where he doesn't have something working properly, that's where the stem cells will actually go to. And for example, if it has to go more to like the brain, we would have to actually focus also when we come back on actually doing more speech with him, so that we could actually develop it more. Okay. Exactly.
Well, Jimmy, you sound like a doctor, man, because I mean, you're very mellow, but you know a lot. So now I see why you own that store. But stay tuned, guys. Like I said, we're here with the Arellano family, and we'll see you in a little bit.
The advice I would give is, like I said, do a lot of research. What has helped for us is Biomed helped drastically. Changing his diet helped drastically. We recently started doing CBD.
CBD.
So CBD was something like,
I'm pretty sure a lot of parents
how am I going to give my 4-year-old CBD?
I can see that.
I did so much research as to which brand, CBD oil, as to which brand to use. So I finally, I chose HempWorks because it's certain reasons, you know, it's mixed with hemp oil, it's hemp seed oil, and it's very natural. They have all the certificates on their, you know, website and all kinds of stuff that you read on the internet as to, you know, how to do it. So I met my rep. She was very nice.
Is she here in Vegas?
She's here in Las Vegas.
Just wondering.
So she had never worked with a kid with autism. So she was like, I'm very excited. But she had so many success stories, and she's like, I'm all for it. Yeah. So we got it, and you know, the first thing I said is, how am I going to get him to take this oil?
Correct.
Right? So he's able to eat dark chocolate. So we put it in a little piece of dark chocolate. I give him.
Be a little clever, you know.
Yes, and he eats it. He loves it.
Oh, really? And it's just like a drop? Is it like? Explain that to me. Like oil. It's oil.
It's oil. I did the 500 milligram one. The bottle says like 20 as the serving size. So what I did is I did 2 drops. 20 drops. So I did 2 drops in the morning and 2 drops at night for the first week, and then we increased him by the day, by the 3, 4. I stopped at 5. We're at 4 to 5 drops. Okay. So we're on the 4th week right now. But from the first day that we did CBD, we noticed a change. It was like James, a whole new Jamesy.
Wow.
Let me tell you a little story as to how I started CBD. Like, we felt that we were to a point where we had lost him. I remember Jimmy called me and he's like, I'm calling him. Jimmy left work early that day. He didn't work, and he's like, I keep calling his name. He doesn't even look at me. I'm like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Like, he, they had just told us that he tried to hit his speech therapist at school. So that was one of my fears, is he's never been aggressive towards anybody else. So I was scared that he was gonna start because of the way he was acting towards his brother, and that he attempted to do that. So I called the rep, and I'm like, can you come to my house tonight? And she's like, hold on, I don't even know you, So I was like, I need to talk to you today. Yeah. I said, can I FaceTime you? We have questions. Like, we need our questions answered before we can try it. So we ended up doing a FaceTime. We felt comfortable. The next day we got it right away, and we gave it to him. It was a Friday morning. So Friday morning, that night we had a party at Chuck E. Cheese. He pointed at what he wanted, and he said orange. Like, he told us pretty much what he wanted. We're like, oh my God, he's never done that. He behaved, didn't throw a tantrum when we left. Saturday, we went out to dinner. He sat through the whole dinner, which is rare. Yeah. He never just sits in a dinner. He'll run away. He sat through the whole dinner. He ate his dinner. He was playing with his toy. We're like, wow. Like, we noticed at the end, like, this is the first dinner we can sit and eat. Usually one of us is chasing him, and we're like, your turn. Your turn. Like, I just went and grabbed him from the other side. So literally, there's been times where he goes into the casino. The kitchens of it, so we have to be watching him. So that was that day. So then Sunday comes. It was Mother's Day. Behaved. We walked around the mall. He was walking with us. We're like, okay. Usually he wants to go into a store and he'll throw a tantrum if he can't.
Correct.
No, we were like, no, James, and he said no. So we bought him a toy, and he was carrying his toy, and he didn't, we're like, don't open it. He was fine with it. Usually I have to strap him in a stroller. And I'm talking he's older, so I have him strapped in the stroller, and he's just hanging with his body out.
It's a drastic change.
It was a drastic change.
Wow. I mean, how did you feel, Jimmy, seeing that?
I was
speechless.
I was more of
enjoying it.
It was more of a relief. A relief because he never stays calm for more than 20 minutes.
Oh wow.
So we would have to give him the phone so he could stay calm. But that day we didn't even have to give him the phone. He was participating with everything we told him he was doing. And it was till we got to one of the stores and I was trying on some shoes. We were at a shoe store. And he grabbed this toy and he actually handed it to me, and then he said his first actual command word, that it was open. And I couldn't believe it, and I was just like, wait, what did you say? And he pointed again, open. And that's when we were like, wow. That was
I started crying because I was like, and his eyes got watery too. It was like, finally, it was like that relief, but still with autism, it's scary because it's like he'll do one thing and then he never does it again.
Correct.
So it was that fear of we're going to take it, but please don't take it away from us again, and he's been saying it consistently.
And so that was what, the first couple of days?
That was the third day of CBD.
Third day. Oh wow.
He's on to his fourth week, and third week he said his name, he said his age. He just spits out new words.
You're seeing him develop in ways.
What's crazy? And this is something that I've seen. I do a lot of research. Okay. We're going to be taking him to Panama for stem cells, so we'll talk about that next. But I'm in a lot of Facebook groups. That's another thing. Parents, you asked me about parents that don't have the resources to pay for everything. Facebook. There are so many group pages for every topic of parents that have done it. Parents that are saying if they had success stories or not. Parents that are saying what they did. That's free on Facebook.
True.
Go on it. Ask questions. You don't have to. You don't have to pay for it. Go on and talk to people. I do that. I read on it.
Is there a particular group?
There's a lot. There's Panama for stem cells for autism. Okay. There's there's an autism support group.
Okay.
And it's just people talking about different things they do.
And let me tell you, I'm assuming has been some pushback on this CBD as well, right?
It's a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster, but you've seen it with Lil James that it has worked, it has functioned for you guys? Like you mentioned in the beginning, every kid is different, every situation is different. So research, communicating, and Marlene, you seem like the person to be like, all right, you're asking this person a question, but you're asking the 10 other people as well,
yes,
to kind of see if you get the same results. And when you determined to go with CBD, what was it at the very end? Like you expressed how the tantrum came on, but I'm saying like, what was it that, was there a particular answer or question that you asked somebody when?
There was a testimony.
Okay.
So when there was a testimony that actually my mother-in-law sent to me on Facebook Messenger, and this was a while back, and I was like, okay, I'll read on it, but I don't know about CBD for my 4-year-old, so let me keep researching. Yeah. But so the reason why I want to go public on my son is because there was nobody that we could really go to when we were going through it. Mm-hmm. We felt lost. We felt like our son we were losing him. Like, what do we do? We had no idea what to do. There is a woman that is like an advocate for the stem cells in Panama, so she actually gave me the time to talk to me. She answered all the questions. She does a lot of videos. So I was like, wow. And the first thought you think of is she getting paid to do this?
Yeah.
You know? But then I told Jimmy, I was like, if something helped my son, I would be all for advocating it, because I want the world to know, like, hey, if your son is going through this, do this. Correct. Get help. There's a way out, you know? So that's why we decided to do this. So the point that I got to CBD was because, like I said, we were to a breaking point where the tantrums were 2 hours every single time. It was like one a day. I remember the day my mom called me. My mom took him to the park. And my mom's like, I need help. I can't get him out of the park. We can't get him in the stroller. They walked to the park behind their house. So I called Jimmy, and Jimmy was nowhere near. So I'm like, okay. I was like, I'm on my way. I get there, and my mom's laying on him because he was running around. He's trying to go through the street. And my mom's like, I don't know how to control him. My dad has my younger son, Gianni, and Gianni's just screaming because Jamesy scared him. And they just look like they're like, we don't know what to do.
Little chaos right there.
Yeah, it was chaos. And I'm just like, everybody at the park is staring at us. It was dark already. I grabbed Jamesy. I hold him down, put him in his car seat, like just holding him down. It was we have to hold him down, but he's really strong by 2 people to hold him down. So it was like driving home, and both kids are just crying and screaming, and I'm just like, please stop crying. And then I started crying, and I'm like, oh, what do I do? And I'm like, okay, we need to do something. We need to change what we're doing because it's not working.
So I'm curious. So somebody, say myself, I'm in the grocery store and I see a kid throw a tantrum, and they have, I'm just gonna assume they're an autism kid. Sorry. What could we do? Is there anything we could do as just the community, just watch and stare? I mean, like we feel like, hey, you know,
I would say don't judge the parent.
Of course.
And the kid.
And that's in any parents. Because kids in general throw tantrums.
Yeah, and that's every kid. That's what I'm just saying. Like, so somebody that doesn't know and just walking by and they see that, you know, I mean, it's just, for me now hearing your story, I'm like, okay, so
what do I do?
Could I help the parent? Do I say, hey, you know, would it be nice for me to say, could I, you know, do you need a hand? Do you need
I've actually done it before. Where I see somebody like that, I kind of like help them out. I help the parent out because I see them struggling with the kid, because I don't know what is going on with the kid. Correct. He might not be autistic, but I would rather, play it safe, and I kind of use empathy
support,
and, put myself in their shoes, or pretty much like that, or I have them pretty much think like if it was me, I would want somebody to kind of like help me out real quick too.
A gesture of like, hey, do you need some help? Like something nice like that, instead of like walking by and just saying, oh, these parents don't know, And I feel you on that.
It's a lot of judgment with parents. There's parents like, oh, they're doing it wrong, or I would never let my child do that.
Or please spank that kid right now. Because
I've had people yell at what was it, at the airport? We were in a flight, and James, we could not control him. So we're holding him, and he's like trying to kick, and he kept on kicking the lady in front of us chair. So all of a sudden she goes, stop it! Or what did she scream? She was like, stop it! Stop. And we looked at each other, and I was like,
stop it or stop it?
She said, stop it. So we were there, and I'm like, I got mad, and then I'm like, well, he is kicking her chair. Should I say, so I just stayed quiet. I'm like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, Jimmy, hold him down. So we're like literally like holding him in the flight like this. But it's like, have some empathy, dude. Like,
so parents, I was gonna say parents, you know, if you see that, you know, you gotta like just, you know, I would say give a good gesture. Say, hey, you know what, be understanding, you just don't know, you know, you just don't know. Honestly, you just don't know, because at the end of the day, either the kid is autism or not. It's just, you just don't know.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on. And now statistics are saying since 2018, there's 1 out of 66 kids with autism.
And I think the number went down.
Yeah. Wow.
So it keeps getting.
There's a lot, and the boys are more prone to it, right?
They're the ones that actually like get more diagnosed.
Correct. Oh, okay.
They're the ones that show more symptoms.
More symptoms. Okay.
Yes.
Versus, I guess,
a girl
in that sense. But nevertheless, it's still, autism could happen in any kid,
of
boy
course.
or girl. In that sense. Well, like, stay tuned, guys. We're going to be continuing this interview, and we thank you once again. We admire everything you guys are doing, and we'll see you in a little bit.